Hey guys, I'm Bongonzo. So I really do like writing trap music. I really do like it. Trap is typically made special by the 808s and the melodies. I enjoy making it, but I had a really hard time kicking it off. I had a hard time actually getting the ball rolling. What do I need? How do I do it? What's the good style of how to make trap? So today, I'm going to teach you everything I know. Well, not everything I know. I'm going to teach you how to get started, what the plugins you need, what VSTs you need, and how do you get started, what kind of plugins do you need. And all these plugins I'm going to be showing you are 100% free. So as you saw in the title, there are 6 plugins, and all 6 of these plugins I think are very important when you're making trap. So without further ado, I think we should get going. All of these plugins are either built into your DAW or external and free. So with all that out of the way, here are the 2 songs I'm going to be dissecting today. Here's the first one. Okay, and then here's the second one. Okay, so let's get into it. Roll the intro. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that it's clear that if you're looking to be better at trap, I'm not saying get plugins to get better. What I'm saying is that knowledge does not make you better at it. So having all these plugins isn't going to help you unless you know how to use them. So make sure that you practice a whole bunch because you really don't get good until you start practicing. Okay, so here's the first song we do. This is my favorite of the 2. Let's just play it real quick. The very first plugin I'm going to show you guys is the Tyrell N6, or however you pronounce that. This is the plugin, this is what it looks like, and I'm sure you guys have seen it before because it's actually a really nice plugin and has so many presets. These are all the presets you can choose from, and really the presets are really high quality. You can use almost all of them. You can use it for lo-fi, use it for lo-fi, you can use it for risers, you can use it for kicks and snares. I mean, usually normal kicks and snares are better, but you could definitely use it. So really that plugin is really good for everything. I think all of the sounds from this song, except for this keyboard right here, are from that plugin. So it's really nice. You should definitely go check it out. It has so many options. It's super easy to use. You can customize your sound, or you can use the presets. And it's even like Chris Poncelan, if you've heard of him, he's recommended this plugin before, and I've actually seen him in one of his videos he just said, and then I added this preset on this instrument, and it's like, he's a professional, he knows what he's doing, he has enough money to pay for special things, but he's actually using this plugin every once in a while, which is really nice. So when you're just starting out, this free plugin is really nice. Second plugin I want to show you guys is IVG12, how are you supposed to pronounce that? And basically it's a really nice plugin. It's a really nice plugin. This company, Klanghelm, they make a lot of really good plugins, and basically what this is it is a distortion kind of plugin, but it's a saturation plugin. So if you don't know what saturation is overdrive and distortion, but what it does is it's actually supposed to make your sounds sound nicer. And it really does make your songs nicer. I usually put it on 808s like I did here, so if you might need headphones to hear this. It kind of beefs up the sound because it gives it more overtones, which is what saturating does. And it really is really nice. This is the first song I made when I was planning out this video, and I actually used a drum loop right here that's 100% free. You can actually download, if you click on the description, you can find the link to the video that I actually used this drum loop. But anyway, listen to this. But you can see on this 808 again, I just added this IVG12 onto it again because it's a really nice plugin. And it really just makes your sound better, and I definitely think you should use this for, there are a lot of, any instrument that needs distortion, consider putting this on it, and you can test it if it sounds good or not, but usually it does sound good because it adds overtones, and you always want your songs to sound better, don't you? So now we know the instruments for the melody, the pads, the 808. Pianos are really common in trap, and you can't really, most songs actually have them, even if they're not very prominent. In this song, you can just barely hear it because it's also doubled by all these instruments. It's definitely in there. You can definitely hear it every once in a while. But I want to show you guys that there are 2 free plugins that I can show you guys. And I personally think that the built-in ones are just fine. I haven't actually paid for like contact or anything. I'm sure that if you have those expensive plugins, they're going to be better than these, but these are just fine for me. But you could also try out this one. This one's called 4-Font Piano, and it's based on upright piano. It's sampled from upright piano, and so it's really good for lo-fi, but it's also good for trap. If we go like this, you don't really tell the difference. It sounds really good still. And then we have this piano. It's called Keystone Classic. It's actually kind of CPU intensive, but anyway, you just have those options. So maybe you can try out both of them, and you can just test out which one's best. But anyway. But when you're having your things in the background, most of the time the basic one is just fine enough. And back to this one. Actually, you can if you definitely look very closely, you can tell that I actually have some panning going back and forth, and that's actually from this plugin called Pancake. That's my 4th plugin on the list, and as you can see, it's really user-friendly. Like, just looking at this, you can obviously tell what it does. Using this plugin, you can use some of these presets. They're pretty nice. You can draw in your own thing. You can use this mic knob. You can change the speed. It's a really versatile plugin, and it just saves you time when you want automation in your panning, but you don't want to have to draw all your things. Usually in a DAW like GarageBand, you don't have the ability to copy and paste automation very easily. Okay, let's check it right through. Now, what I'm going to show you is, so you know this melody? Did you hear the echo? The echo is actually in this instrument. The echo is actually in that instrument, and every DAW has a echo in it, I believe. I'm not really sure if your DAW doesn't, but what the interesting thing is that you have to understand is that you have to automate your wet. So basically, when you go into your thing, you get all the settings right, and then you just automate this wet knob, because you want to be able to turn off the thing so it doesn't muddy up your sound, because you want to be able to fill in the extra space, and that's just a really nice thing to be able to have in your back pocket whenever you need it, because it just really fills up the space, and I use it in just about every song I do, but I make sure I automate it. That's the key there. Now, most DAWs have side chaining, but GarageBand actually doesn't, which is really unfortunate, but actually, if you check out the video right up here in the corner, you can see my tutorial how to sidechain in GarageBand, and basically, to sum it all up, I use this plugin right here. It kind of looks confusing because I have it on a weird setting, but this is actually a preset I made called Stuttering Gross Beat, because in FL Studio, they have this thing where you can have gross beat and it chops up the sound a whole bunch. So because of the Stuttering Gross Beat thing I made, you can actually make the sound kind of sound like choppy. And since the button is up quite a bit, it doesn't really sound too strong. But that's a really important thing, I think. Being able to chop your stuff up like this is really nice, because it just really makes your song sound more interesting. And even if the listener can't really hear it in the full mix, little details like that really do make a difference, even if the person who's listening can't hear on the first time. What I'm not saying is that overload your thing with lots of plugins, because that's not a good thing. But you want to be able to understand when you should use the plugin and when you shouldn't, because knowing how to have lots of plugins whenever you want just an interesting stuttering effect, that's a really nice thing. But if you just do it because you think that it's going to sound nicer, have a goal in mind when you're making your presets. So if I were to give you a 7th thing, I would say the sampler. Most DAWs have samplers, but this sampler special, it's a really nice sampler. So check out the video right up here, because it actually beats out lots of different samplers out there. And it's 100% free, so definitely check that out. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next Thursday. Thank you.